Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes for Friday, the 16th of November here on Share Talk. Starting off with Bellzone mining, and maybe a bit early on this one, but we do have a falling wedge formation from July. Obviously, the gap down in September, not a plus point, and it could be a cue for a fresh move to the downside, but at least what you could be looking out for here is a break of the resistance line there, 0.3 pence, as a buy trigger to take the shares back up to 0.54 rather. Obviously, it's rather speculative at this stage if we don't break that 0.3 pence line. Next up, a former favourite here on Bulletin Board Heroes, Emmerson. Obviously, we've tracked back from the peaks towards 5p, which is basically where we thought it would go. That initial June high was retested in October. Interesting here, we've got a sharply rising 50-day moving average around current levels, rising 200-day line as well. So just looking for, I suppose, end-of-day close above 3.8, which has been recent November resistance. Hopefully the rising 50-day line will drag the shares higher. Also, it'd be nice to see an RSI back above 50 as well for this stock. If you're already in it, the stop loss just back below 3.5 should cover the situation. Target there as high as 5.5 if we get off the ground on this particular situation. Stock which is new to me, but I've added it today just because we're rather thin on the ground of new situations, is Eagle Eye Solutions. We've had a break of the falling wedge from April. A nice little bull flag consolidation at and above the 50-day moving average at 122, and while we're above that 50-day line and that May resistance line, potential target here up to £1.63 if the bulls get back in the driving seat. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe wait for a break of that intraday high of November to date at 134 before getting too excited. We have gapped up today, which is nice and suggests there is some momentum here. Now on to a stock which covered earlier in the year on many occasions, Infrastrata, and the shares were guided up to 0.8 at best. Now it looks as though we've broken the falling wedge from July, broke it, I suppose, the week before last, or last week maybe, with the break of 0.57, which is where the line is. Also, nice bull flag at and above the 50-day moving average at 0.58. While we're above 0.58, looking for a retest of the 0.8 that we saw at the end of August. Gone on to a stock which is basically was a bit of a lap of honour here. It's done its bit, the first part of its move, with the breaking out of that falling wedge or triangle, I suppose, last week, and then the spike towards the 200-day moving average at 4.99 pence, which is a classic thing to do. Obviously, we're treading back from that. The situation here probably is that at least while we're above 3.04 pence, the initial November high, we will be looking to this stock as a buy on dips. Nice to see also the 50-day moving average of 2.4 is rising, so that does help as well. Hopefully on the next occasion we'll hit that former June resistance around 6 pence, provided we hold that 3.04 pence former resistance for this situation. Onto a stock which I've seen moving in the last few days, and wanted to wait just to be sure, which is not always the best thing to do, but anyway, we've done that with Newmark Security. Obviously, we had that spike towards 1.4, and then it came back quite sharply, so this is a rather spiky stock, even at the best of times. Current situation is that while we're above the 50-day moving average at 0.91 pence, looking for at least a retest of 1.4 pence October resistance. Best case scenario here, going back towards 1.8, 1.9 by the end of the year, especially while we hold above a penny, and obviously ideally while we hold above that 50-day moving average. Onto another stock which covered earlier in the year on several occasions, but it looks like it's back again now. Ncondezi Energy. Here the situation is we've broken this falling wedge basically at the beginning of the month, holding above the rising 50-day and 200-day moving averages at 6.69, and while we have that support, looking for at least 8 pence. Obviously the bigger picture here would be for the stock to break 8 pence and head up to possible target at the top of a rising trend channel at 12 pence that you can draw from basically the end of last year. So we'll see how that pans out, but maybe not as quick a situation as maybe some of the other ones here on Ncondezi. Finishing off with Oilex, where obviously there's been drama here, backwards and forwards, especially sort of ice rink situation between 0.4 or 0.35 and 0.7. Obviously, for a fan of the stock, you'd be hoping that there'd be some support coming in towards 0.35, 0.4, and we'd get the same flip back up to the 0.7 area. But obviously, this is not for widows or orphans, but it is worth noting that support just below 0.4. And hopefully, if you're a fan of this situation, you will get some buying coming in there. That's it from me. More updates on Monday.